said I came out of the woods and mom and them just collected me one day that you didn't even know where I came from.
I don't know, man. That's a story I was told.
Boy, whatever. You know where I came from.
Bub.
Yeah.
Alright, church, we back again with the Pimp and the Protege, understand me? Tonight episode, we gonna dive right in. We talked about how we just got a lot of strife and a little bit of turmoil between the opposite sex for whatever reason. But if you so happen to want to overcome that obstacle and actually get what you want in life, this is going to be a lesson for you. So tonight's show is actually titled, How to Get What You Want, church. Protege.
What?
How do you plan to get what you want out of life? What's your methodology to go from where you is to where you want to be?
My journey started with self-love.
Define self-love.
Loving myself.
Don't define the word with the word.
Okay, like, self-love. Okay, like, I'll give you what it wasn't, and then it'll make more sense of what it is. What self-love wasn't was me making myself or being made to feel less than I knew I was capable of being in my work, in my relationship, as a parent, as a sister, as a daughter. You know, I knew that and there was a point in my life where I wasn't holding up to my end of the bargain, so to speak. And I was lacking self-love in that moment because I wasn't truly vested in my energy as a woman, like as a daughter, as a sister, as a mother, as a wife, you know. And it was along the journey that I found out some of those things I am just not good at. You know, like number one, the wife thing. You know, I tried it. I spent the block on it or whatever a couple of times. You know, it's just not my cup of tea. You know, I did. I gave it the best shot, but I don't know. I don't set out to blame my spouse, but I do say that I believe that I wasn't exhibiting self-love for myself by engaging in something I simply was not prepared for. I was in a position. I wasn't even ready or worthy to be somebody's wife. You know what I'm saying? I was really going through some strife on my own. I was really building, you know, my own character, my own ability, my own stability at the time, and it was kind of tarnished because I was simply not prepared to be a wife, and I took on a challenge that just wasn't for me just yet. So I believe that my way of getting what I wanted was withdrawing, like retreat, you know, abort mission on a lot of stuff. And I got back to loving myself. And once I did that, like, I got in tune with some stuff about myself that I didn't even know. And it brought out the best femininity in me that is allowed, like a gravitational pool of energy from all walks of life. That is just, it's a good feeling to have people that genuinely love you, genuinely care about you, simply for who you are and how you love yourself. No, stop it. Because what I'm finding is that you are...
I wasn't about to say nothing.
No, you looking at your clock and stuff like you not, you know, like what I'm giving isn't what's supposed to be gave, and I don't understand what the problem is, pimp.
I wasn't about to say nothing.
I hope what you have to give is of a little more velocity, since you seem to be so bored.
First off, calm down.
No.
Put that fire out. I'm not your enemy here. I'm actually the one that saves you. So put a little respect on my name. Watch your tone.
Not about respect.
Watch your tone when you talk to me.
No, it's not about respect.
Huh?
The first episode tonight, you seemed a little bored.
Watch your tone when you talk.
And then you seem a little bored now. Like, I'm sorry, but we agree to disagree on some things, and I just don't care. Basically, like.
I'm looking at my clock because I'm
looking at your clock for what? I'm rambling. That's what you said in the first episode. I'm rambling.
I'm listening to you go deep on the what.
On the what?
You going real deep on the what. I want you to give them the how.
I just said how. Like, what do you want me to do? You mean tell them that,
These people need step-by-step instructions, man.
No, that ain't what you know. Ooh, don't you try to eat off what I gave for dinner earlier, because I put that on the table and you was like, ain't no step-by-step instructions.
I didn't say that.
Do what I say and it works. That's basically what you said. I was the one who said it need play-by-play.
I never said that people don't need step-by-step instructions.
Okay, but I can't give them my play-by-play because it got real messed up. Like, I'm tired of telling that story. Like, basically, I went through a lot of stuff that broke me all the way down, to build me back up. I started realizing that I was my own problem. I was in my own way. And once I accept accountability for my own actions in my own relationship, and my own mothering, and my own daughtership, and my own sistership, when I accepted accountability for what I was doing wrong, things got better, period. In all walks of life. And it was first step first, accept that you have a problem. That's what I did. Okay. Once I accepted I had a problem, I had to address how to fix the problem. And once I began to fix the problem, it was very simple because it became a lot easier to assess once I realized I got a problem. A lot of people out here don't want to accept the fact that they got a problem. So you living in denial. Like, you out of weight, you out of shape. You look like a bag of potatoes, girl. You gotta go to the gym. Okay? Dude, your edge up is pushed way back. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and shave it out, brother. Let it go. Your finances ain't where they want to be. You might need to get into some kind of other source of income. You might have to have 3 jobs. Your kid's bad. You might need to spend a little more time investing in your children. This is play-by-play stuff of what you can do in order to get a grip on life. Like, you got to plan to do these things each day too. Like, you got to plan to work gradually towards your goal. You got to find what the goal is. You got to assess it. You got to find people who are where you want to be and gravitate towards them. I did that. Like, you were somebody, obviously, somebody that I was mentored by and encouraged me a lot. But
why did you take my advice?
Because you was giving me money. Like, duh. Like, you were a reliable and very resourceful resource. Like, you never failed me. Why wouldn't I listen to how you got the money so you can give me the money? Why wouldn't I listen? What are you talking about? That's the craziest question ever, America. What in the hell is this guy talking about?
So everybody that ain't listening to me don't really ain't listening because I ain't giving them no money yet?
Probably.
I ain't paying them nothing. You just got here by default.
Default? Our mother spit us out the same womb.
You just happen to be at the right place at the right time.
You said I came out of the woods and mom and them just collected me one day that you didn't even know where I came from.
I don't know, man. That's a story I was told.
Boy, whatever. You know where I came
from. Bub.
Yeah.
So, let me say this. There are tangible steps you can take to improve your life, but let me preface all that with this, right? If you don't have what you want in life, it's nobody's fault but you. That's the first thing you need to get out the way.
But what about the people who have the messed up childhoods and the stuff that just starts them off all messed up?
I had a messed up childhood.
Man, come on. I'm talking about the ones who, like, mom and dad smoked, hit the pipe and like left them for days on end with no food.
Some boys that had that. I met some boys who they mom and they parents died or disowned them, or they was in foster care, got abused by their aunt. Didn't even start school, still couldn't even read, was in middle school age and couldn't even read.
Okay.
Yet they was in a mentorship program trying to find a way to be better human beings. Where there's a will, there's a way. Only thing that can stop you from being a better person is death. I don't want to hear nobody excuses on why they can't get it. Ma'am, sir, only thing that can stop you is being dead. And if you're not dead, you got an opportunity to be better. If you're not getting what you want in life, it's because you're not good enough for it. You ain't earned it yet. That's why you ain't got it. You don't get what you deserve in life. You get what you earn.
You get what you earn.
And if you think you deserve something, you got to do the work to get it. And make sure you get it. And when you know for sure you deserve it, you're gonna get it. The Lord will provide. The Lord rewards your seed planting process. It's inevitable. Just like how the sun or the earth revolves around the sun one time a year. It revolves on its axis one time a day. Hey, if you plant the seeds, you're going to reap the harvest. That's how I've said this before. An evil person can still get rich because they understand the seed planting process. The people who run the world understand this process wholeheartedly. And they put a lot of agendas out there to keep us in our low vibrational state where we blame everybody but ourselves for why we can't overcome the quote-unquote struggle. When it's really easy to overcome once you learn how to focus and actually accomplish the task. I'm the only black person in my job, and I've been the only black person in my job for the past 5 years. That's not an accident. But yet there's still people on my timeline talking about racism or the white man holding them back. No, the white man only hold you back as much as you hold yourself back. You can overcome racism. I'm living proof of that. The racism still exists? Yeah, but it's irrelevant to me. The people at the top echelon of life aren't racist. They may be classist. They may not mess with broke people. And when I say broke, but they only fooling with other billionaires and millionaires or whatever, right? So them the people they socialize with. But we have been so conditioned as a society that we can't see past the surface level of stuff, right? And I get deep on something. I sent a video today talking about, like we even with our own recent history of a very divisive scenario for at least for the United States with the past couple presidents we had. Right? We went from one end of the spectrum to the other, back to the other end, right? So we had Barack Obama, who was arguably one of the best presidents, at least from a black person perspective, right? But there's a lot of black people don't understand why George Bush Jr. always giving Michelle Obama candy and stuff all the time, and every time you see them, they all hugged up because they all in the same crew. Barack Obama wasn't broke. Barack Obama been rich his whole life. He went to a very classy school when he was in Hawaii or wherever they was at, and that school was the same school that Bush daddy was had some affiliation with. Bush Jr. or Bush daddy, somebody else went to that same school. But to us, we only see the black and the white. We only see the surface level skin, the racism of it. When these people all get along, man, they are rich. They don't care about us. It's all about manipulating. So the longer we stay fighting amongst ourselves, the easier it is for them to control everything. When the process to escape poverty, quote unquote, is quite simple. Number one, assess where you are in life. Number two, make a plan to overcome it. And focus wholeheartedly on that plan until the goal is accomplished. Don't focus on anything else. Remove all distractions. You may have to leave your phone in another room while you're studying on how to learn a task, whatever it is you got to do. Me personally, I went to school for 8 months straight, every day, about 8 hours a day. It was like a second job, and I got it done. 6 or 7 certifications later, I got a call for a couple jobs, and I made good money. Simple as that. And I was sleeping in my car. So if I can accomplish all that, what's stopping somebody else from doing it?
I know, but it's just like, okay, like, here's a good example to employ. Like, you have all of the people out here who do, like, credit repair. But it's like pulling teeth. That's a scam, too. But I'm saying it's like pulling teeth to get people to invest in repairing their credit, even though they know, like, what is the ploy? What is it? What is the grab that pulls the person into wanting to be better than what they are today? Like essentially people are doing what they have to do in order to get by day by day. And people don't like to take risks because taking a risk could mean you could lose it all. This
is what I've assessed, right? Everybody wants to do better, but nobody knows how to do better.
Right.
Or the people that they have around them telling them how to do better, either they don't feel it's a credible source or they're not getting enough tangible steps to act on, right? So if I quote unquote take somebody under my wing or provide somebody my mentorship, this is even in my corporate jobs, right? I'm gonna give you every step I took. Some people are actually kind of in a situation where they almost say envious but they don't want nobody to be on the same level as them. I don't really care. People that I helped them pass me up on the social status scale, and I'm happy for them. I want everybody I help to pass me up. That means that I did my job right. If I'm able to help you pass me, that means that I taught you well. Good on me. There's some people that don't want nobody to pass them up. They don't want nobody on their level, nor do they want somebody to pass them. I don't know what that whole hiccup is about, but
it's the crab in the bucket thing. It's I keep pulling you down, and I cross the top, you pull me down. I cross the top, I pull you down. You cross the top, I pull you down.
And I hear those things, but I also don't like to. I wish I could say this without sounding like that, but I like to stay away from cliche statements, even though a lot of things I say fall into that same category of a cliche statement, like the whole when you know better, you do better types of talks, right? But I really do believe that most people want to do better, but they just have no clue how to do it.
Remember when we were talking that day with that guy who came up to the house and I actually had worked for him, and I said people don't know enough about enough to do enough?
Right.
That's the most, like, I've used that phrase so many times since then because it applies so much in everyday everything.
So the people who don't know but feel like they know, what's the catalyst keeping them feeling like they know, but their life results tell them, their life results say they don't know nothing, but they still feel like they know enough to be It's still on social media preaching now. They're still on social media trying to.
As we learn something new, we are often highly confident because we know so little that as soon as we know a tiny bit, we think we know it all. Those who stop learning here maintain a false sense of mastery.
Chime in with
Well,
that.
I'm gonna pull away from the social media thing because social media is just like
We can't pull away from it because it's a factor. That's the stimulus that's actually holding most of you people back is the fact that they can still go to social media and get some quote unquote validation.
okay.
They still got an audience of people
They
that
still log off, and your reality is sitting right in front of you.
Bro,
You know,
I can go on Facebook get a 50 to 100 likes for a joke.
Right. Okay. Well, I'll say this: people need to refrain from seeking validation from folks on social media because then people don't know you.
It's valuable.
It's not valuable to shit.
It is. So to a certain extent, you can get paid for clout. I mean, these people ain't getting paid for clout. But
they're not getting paid to do any of that stuff. They're basically creating controversy in order to be relative. But in all reality, the people who are knowledgeable or quote unquote woke, we look at you like, you know, you chasing something that, you know, it's like it's far-fetched from your reality. So then it's like, then you get into debates and battles with people that don't agree, you know what I'm saying, or who know you personally, and they out you on what you are portraying, and then it becomes an ongoing, you know, controversy, which is once again, quote unquote, the crab in the bucket thing. Like you are seeking validation from people who truly, genuinely don't care about you, your reality, or nothing else. So they hit like because it's you. You know what I'm saying? They leave the little congratulatory comments under stuff, you know, just to be relevant, I guess. I don't know, but they genuinely ain't happy for you. They really don't care. You know what I'm saying? There's somebody who genuinely knows you and knows your struggle, know where you been and where you came from. You know what I'm saying? They really don't care. So accepting validation from social media to me is like the weirdest stuff ever because it really holds no value, no weight. I mean, it's good to know that people, you know, see you, but that's it. Like, what do you really get from that? It ain't paying you. It ain't putting no food on your table. It's not providing a reliable source of information. It's not helping. Okay, good thing. I'm glad we brought this up. The only times that I feel like social media is resourceful in those aspects is when somebody get on there with the most random stuff, like, I got a toothache. And somebody can get on there and actually give them some help. Like, tell them something to relieve your damn toothache. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, the validation on social media means nothing. You can get on there and post it. I personally get quite a few likes as far as presentation goes. I mean, but at the end of the day, that don't mean nothing to me. I will still walk out the house with no bra and a bonnet any day. And it won't matter to me because the same attention that I get on social media is still valid in my real life. That's my actual reality. So it doesn't waver. You know, so for a lot of y'all though, it's weird to me because you actually feel like on social media you're some sort of celebrity, and in real life it just doesn't match up. It's kind of sad and disappointing.
But you know, we live in a clout-based society where everything that we talk, even we had the situation right. Recent news is the Queen died, right?
Who cares?
Right,
I thought she'd been dead.
Right. So, but nonetheless, that's what's dominated the news here recently, right? And it's going to dominate our timeline for at least a couple more days.
And don't forget, last week it was Zero getting beat up by Trey and them.
Right.
Bless his heart.
The Simp situation.
Yeah, that's safe. I mean, it's like social media has manifested something crazy. Like Mark Zuckerberg, that man is brilliant. He created a platform that has allowed people to become celebrities over the internet.
You know, there was some magic, right? So you remember back on MySpace, right?
I never had a MySpace.
Well, okay, well, MySpace, you could customize your page with a bunch of
You could be anybody you wanted to be.
Yeah, they actually had like websites where you can go copy and paste the website to customize your MySpace to where it'll look like a different layout other than the default, right?
Okay.
They got rid of that. You can't do that on Facebook, right? Okay. So what they did, them labels, because you could assess somebody's notoriety. This is me personally, right? Like if I clicked on like a female's page, right, and if she had a bunch of pop-ups and a bunch of ads and stuff, I knew she wasn't very smart just by how her MySpace was set up. That was just a red flag. But Facebook is a baseline. Everybody with a profile on Facebook is the same importance. So you can have the bum that just got out of jail 5 days ago. They post something. They get the same attention of somebody who's a judge or a lawyer.
Hey, welcome home, bro.
Right.
Good. It's good to see you back, man.
All that stuff was on purpose, man. That was magical.
This joking on molested 5 kids, robbed an old lady, gunned down an old 65-year-old
That was a magical thing they did with Facebook, and that's why Facebook has survived so long, because it made everybody feel like somebody, and it deliberately keeps you in that stuck, not being nobody's space. But yet, even though you're nobody, you still feel like somebody, because my profile looks just like the person who rich and famous.
Right.
Only difference between mine and theirs, they may have a blue check mark, but our profile looks exactly the same.
Right.
My comment is just as valid as theirs.
Right.
My voice is just as loud as theirs, even though I have no real life tangible thing to back it up.
We have an agenda here to help people to understand that we're real people. Like, we don't consider ourselves special or above the average or normal person. But we do have an agenda here to help people understand that we live a pretty carefree life. Is that fair to say?
I do.
I do too.
Okay. Cool. Congratulations. You're welcome.
This guy, I
See,
swear.
this is my thing. This is what
I have given you the accreditation. I have given you the accolades that you deserve.
They don't know.
You don't know. You don't know.
You know, they don't know. They need to know too.
But I have given this man all of the celebratory things that I could to show him.
Nobody listens to you. So this is
nobody listens to me.
This
is my brother. My brother saved my life. I've said this before on this show.
I ain't saved their life yet. So this is what I learned, right?
But you might not be able to save their lives because they ain't me.
Right. The days of me, myself, personally being silent about my good deeds are over. If I do something good for somebody, you gonna know about it. That's why I told you I'm gonna throw that $1 million out of the park. Y'all gonna know who threw that $1 million. I'm gonna let y'all know before I do it. Hey, it's coming today. I advise y'all to be at the park. It's coming down. It's going down. Get your buckets ready. Cup, run off over, church.
It'd be a tax write-off.
Yeah, most likely. Cost of doing business. But that's a lofty aspiration, right? So if this is the thing, if I do something like that, you gotta remember me now. You can't forget the dude who threw $1 million out of a helicopter on Juneteenth. You remember that?
To be your life goal. I hope and I pray that you see it. I genuinely do. I hope that I can put in on that meal that you throw out the blimp.
We gonna get there. It's inevitable. We're doing the Lord's work right here, and whether people recognize it or not is on them. But we are tangible proof that the process works. It's inevitable. If you put out the right seeds, you're gonna get the right harvest. That's just what it's gonna do.
People, get a mentor. Get yourselves a mentor. Get somebody that you want to be like close in your circle and keep them there. If you haven't already, go like, share, and subscribe to Survival of the Simp, the Pimp, myself, the Protege, giving y'all some game once again. Until the next time.